Welcome back to Skyrim. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I found the last episode pretty frustrating trying to fight Alduin. It turned out to be a pretty cool battle once I figured out what the heck what was going on, and once we got past what I believe to be a glitch when Alduin was kind of like stuck frozen in the sky up there. I think that glitch happened because I did a save right as he appeared. But once we figured it out, it turned out to be okay. So now in this episode, we need to speak to Paarthurnax or Arngeir or Esbern. And I mean, Paarthurnax is right here, so I guess we could talk to him. My concern about that is that I'm kind of curious to hear what the other guys have to say too. So if we talk, since this is an or, if we talk to Paarthurnax, it's probably going to move this story along. But we did just save the game, so let's see what happens.
Kongrach, you truly have the voice of a Dova.
Oh, thanks.
Alduin's allies will think twice after this victory.
Okay. It wasn't really a victory since Alduin escaped, or I need to find where Alduin went. This is what I was thinking. Is it really a victory? I mean, he did escape after all.
Ni livrach hin moro. True, this is not the final Kongrach victory, but not even the heroes of old were able to defeat Alduin in open battle. Alduin always was Pachlok, arrogant in his power. Uznagar Par. He took domination as his birthright. This should shake the loyalty of the Dove who serve him.
Well, we need to find out where he went.
Yes, one of his allies could tell us. Matmahus. But it will not be so easy to convince one of them to betray him. Perhaps the Hafkasayun, the palace in Whiterun, Dragon's Reach. It was originally built to house a captive Dova. A fine place to trap one of Alduin's allies,
Interesting. Yep, sure enough. That quest has moved on. Well, the Jarl of Whiterun might not think so.
Yes, but your Sum is strong. I do not doubt that you can convince him of the need.
Okay. What was that you said about Dragon's Reach being built to hold a dragon?
Yes, this was ages ago, you understand. There were more of us then. Before the Bruniki, the Akaviri came and killed all my Zema. I used to visit him from time to time, nearly crazed by loneliness and captivity. Tiraz Sivaz. He did not even remember his own name. I do not know how he came to be caught, but the Bronyun, the Jarl, was very proud of his pet, Pak. The Hofkasayun has been known as Dragon's Reach ever since.
That's pretty cool. Oh, I wish to meditate on a word of power. I don't remember what this does. Let's see what happens.
Which calls to you, Dovahkiin? Fus, Faim, or Yol?
Oh, I just have to pick one? I don't know.
It is called force in your tongue. But as you push the world, so does the world push back. Think of the way force may be applied effortlessly. Imagine but a whisper pushing aside all in its path. That is Fus. Let its meaning fill you. Sum Ark Mora. You will push the world harder than it pushes back.
Okay.
Sum Ark Mora.
And Suma Kamara to you. I wonder if that's one of the effects that's on us here. That meditation thing that we just did. Maybe this is it. This Dragonborn force here, your unrelenting force shout does more damage. And using all 3 words may disintegrate enemies. So maybe that's what we just got. Had I chosen one of the other ones, maybe we would have got Feis or whatever the other one was. Okay. So, like I said, I mean, we just talked to Paarthurnax, and then now the story is moving on. Can we still talk to Arngeir or Esbern? Seems like that ship has sailed. Which is a shame. I mean, who, upon playing this game, would choose not to talk to Paarthurnax? He's right here. I mean, I don't know where Arngeir and Esbern are. I don't remember. I think Esbern, is he the one who's in Winterhold, maybe? I don't remember where Arngeir is. Here's what the quest for the Fallen says now. After I defeated Alduin on the top of the throat of the world, he fled from me. One of his dragon allies may be able to tell me where he's gone. Might be a narc. I've learned that Dragon's Reach, the Jarl's palace in Whiterun, was once used to imprison a dragon. I need to persuade the Jarl of Whiterun to help me trap a dragon in Dragon's Reach. Okay, that's what we need to do. So, I'm gonna do a save right here. Because I don't know, man. I'm curious to see what those other guys would have said. We're gonna try to travel to one of them first and see if they'll still talk to us about it. If I could figure out where they are. Like I said, I think Esbern is up here at the college, but man, I could be wrong. It's gonna be a wild goose hunt. Maybe I should just reload that other save and let the game tell me where these people are, because I don't remember where these people are. Esbern. I am curious to know whether they'll have anything to say, even after talking to Paarthurnax.
Good to see Sky.
Oh, you're not Esbern. I think I was thinking he was Esbern. So yeah, this would be just me randomly walking around hoping I run into somebody. Oh, it's Toltir again. That's weird. Thought he was wearing something different. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's go here. Let's do a load. Let's load up this save, which is where we were right at the start of this episode. I just want to see what the other dudes have to say. Just out of curiosity. You know how it is. I also mostly just want to see if the game's going to tell me where these guys are, and I think it will. Because I remember seeing multiple markers on my compass. Well, there were. Let's see. So we bring up our quests here. Wait a minute now. Okay, that was obviously the wrong save that I loaded, doggone it. Must be... yeah, this one. This save. Okay. It's okay. It's alright. Everything's fine. There we go. See, you have multiple quest markers up there at the top of the screen now. Okay, so... what, are they all 3 right here? Okay, one of them's down the hill in High Hrothgar. And one of them... I'm trying to figure out this map. It's like one of them is just... okay, one of them's here in High Hrothgar. This is Paarthurnax. This is Arngeir. And then Esbern is way over here. Wow. I guess he's in Skyhaven Temple? Let's go over here. I mean, who does this on their playthrough? Who's like, yeah, I'm not going to talk to Paarthurnax, who's right in front of me. I'm going to go way over here and talk to this person instead. Ooh, anything good in the chest? No, just a honeybow. Oh, hey, how's it going?
I'm a blade now. I can hardly believe it.
It's really exciting, isn't it? Oh, okay. She was once our house Carl. But we turned her into a blade. Mostly just to see what would happen. But she seemed happy. She seemed happy. Maybe she always dreamt of being a blade. We made her dream come true. Wow. This is quite a trek. Hey, dude, get up. I don't care if it is 5:30 in the morning. Get up. Esbern.
Did you find the Elder Scroll? What happened when you took it back to the throat of the world?
Well, I defeated Alduin, but he escaped, so I need to find it.
He must have returned to Sovngarde to feed on the souls of the dead. If you don't find him soon, he'll return stronger than ever.
I know. That's why I need to find him.
Yes, we must think. He must have some means of traveling to and from Sovngarde, but no tale tells where that might be.
Well, now I'm the one who says his dragon allies must know where his portal is.
Very true. I wonder, do you know the Jarl's palace in Whiterun?
I'll play dumb. What does the Jarl's palace have to do with this?
Well, you see, the palace, Dragon's Reach, was originally built to hold a captive dragon, hence its name.
Uh-huh. And, let's see here. I thought there weren't any dragons until Alduin came back.
Oh, this was thousands of years ago, before the Akaviri Crusaders cleansed Skyrim of dragons. Skyrim's mountains were still infested with dragons. One of the early Nord kings caught the dragon and kept it in Dragon's Reach.
So, if I could lure a dragon into Dragon's Reach...
You could trap him there, exactly. Although, it might be difficult to persuade the Jarl to allow you to use his palace as a dragon trap. I'm sure you'll manage, though. If you can defeat the World Eater, surely sweet-talking the Jarl of Whiterun isn't beyond you. I'm afraid there's a further problem, a serious one. I've discovered who the Greybeard's leader really is.
You discovered what? Or turns out he's a dragon. So we already know this, but let's see what he says.
He's a dragon. Not just any dragon, but the right hand of Alduin, responsible for many atrocities during the Ancient Dragon War. The Blades have been hunting him for centuries, but he was protected by the Greybeards, and then the Emperors. Justice demands that he die for his crimes. Until he is dead, I'm afraid my oath as a Blade prevents me from offering you aid and comfort.
Oh, interesting. Oh. Huh? Kill what? I mean, about Paarthurnax.
Justice can be harsh, but it is still justice. Paarthurnax deserves to die.
Why?
Paarthurnax was the author of many atrocities during the Dragon War. Crimes great enough to be remembered for thousands of years. True, he turned traitor to Alduin and helped overthrow the dragon cult, but that does not excuse or expiate his previous deeds. Whether or not he has truly repented or merely acted to save himself, justice demands that he pay with his life.
Sheesh. Okay. Changing subjects, where has Alduin gone?
Haven't you been listening to me? All the old tales agree that he has some means to travel to Sovngarde itself. There, he devours the souls of the heroic dead to feed his power. You must find his portal to Sovngarde before he returns stronger than ever.
Okay then.
Very good.
So for a moment there, I was thinking, it was starting to look like, well, it doesn't really matter which one of these guys you talk to.
I've been chronicling the recent history of the Blades. What would you like your entry to say?
I survived.
Come now. You did more than just survive all those years. Your evasion of the Dalmor would be useful for future Blades to study.
What? Your heroic tale of locking yourself in the Ratway for years isn't enough?
Well, that shut him up. So yeah, it was starting to look like it didn't matter who we talked to, Arngeir, Esbern, or Paarthurnax. The result was going to be the same, that we need to try to trap the dragon in Dragon's Reach and convince the Jarl to let us do so. But now, speaking to this guy, we end up with this new quest called Paarthurnax. Delphine and Esbern have discovered that Paarthurnax was one of Alduin's chief allies during the Ancient Dragon War. They refused to give me any more help until I killed Paarthurnax. So that's interesting. Paarthurnax did help us, but, you know, according to Esbern, he still has to pay for what he did. And heck, maybe Paarthurnax is just trying to save himself now. Knowing that, you know, a Dragonborn has arrived. He's like changing teams, maybe. So that's interesting and changes things. So we're going to do another save here. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about this. You know, I just kind of want to see the different things that can happen. That's all. But now that I know where Arngeir and Paarthurnax are, my plan was, after talking to Esbern here, I was going to go back and talk to those other guys and see if I could still get information from them. But now that I'm supposed to kill Paarthurnax, when I go see Paarthurnax, it's going to be a completely different conversation, right? So as a test, let's go to Arngeir at High Hrothgar and just see what happens. Whoops. No, not custom destination. Here. No. Oh, God, I have to... keep forgetting that I can't fast travel when I'm inside of a place. All right, let's get out of here. But yeah, let's...
We have nothing to talk about until Paarthurnax is dead.
Oh, gosh, she is just really not happy with me at all. Hey. About Paarthurnax.
Make your choice, Dragonborn. You're either with us or against us.
Why does he need to die again? Remind me.
Here's the big picture. He helped Alduin enslave our ancestors. He may have betrayed Alduin in the end, but that makes him worse, not better.
Really?
We can't afford to give Paarthurnax the opportunity to betray us in turn and return to his old master.
Huh. Okay. Wow. Can't argue with that. Okay. There, now we'll do a save.
Do the right thing. Paarthurnax deserves to die.
And that's all she has to say about that. Huh, interesting. So, I don't know, I guess you guys watching this, I'm going to guess that you've probably played this game multiple times. Whether you did or didn't, I mean, did you do what I'm doing right now? Were you also curious to know what, I think I'm going to the wrong place. Am I outside now? Can I fast travel now? Did you also do this? I mean, I don't know. Just curious. Okay, let's go back here. We'll talk to Arngeir. Is that way? Oh, no, he's not. That's where my current quest is. So I didn't do a reload because I just want to see what he says now. Of course, I have to find him. Easier said than done. Jeez, I have no idea where this guy's going to be. I mean, he might even be out back. Wolfgar. Arngeir.
Alduin? We heard the Dragonren shout from here. You defeated him?
Yeah, but he escaped. I need to find his portal to Sovngarde.
I feared as much. I thought it was him we saw flying east after your battle.
Well, I'm going to try to capture a dragon if Balgruuf would help me.
Ah, Dragon's Reach. There are many difficulties, but I cannot think of a better plan. Although I fear the Jarl may not be easy to persuade. Remember, the way of the voice trains you for more than battle. Indeed, we believe that battle is the least of its uses. May the strength and truth of your voice serve you well. Breath and focus.
Interesting. Wow. Lots of stuff we could say here. Hey, the Blades want me to kill Paarthurnax.
Now you see why I've warned you against them. Bloodthirsty barbarians.
Is it true what they said? Was he Alduin's ally?
Yes, but understand, during the days of Alduin's rule, all dragons were his allies. There was nothing else they could be. If not for Paarthurnax, Alduin could not have been overthrown. It was he that first taught men to use the Thu'um.
Well, wow. Really haven't decided what I'm going to do yet.
Ah, you're learning, Dragonborn. Doing nothing can be the wisest choice, although strangely often the most difficult. I trust that you will make the right choice in the end. Listen to the voice that Kynareth has placed within you, and your path will be clear.
Huh. Okay. I guess I could say this again, and then have the option to tell him, yep, we decided to kill him, or no, we haven't. Do you know where Alduin's gone?
The old tales say that he can travel into Sovngarde to devour the souls of the dead. You must find out how he does this before he regains his strength and returns.
Okay. Have you looked at any words of power?
We have felt the whisper of a word. Give me your map and I will show you where its echo can be found.
Cool. Find the word of power in Highgate Ruins. Neat. So let's see if I'm right about this.
Yes, but understand, if not for Paarthurnax, Alduin would not have been overthrown. It was he that first taught men to use the Thu'um.
Let's see what he says if we say this.
Kynareth has placed the voice of wisdom within you, Dragonborn. All you need do is learn to listen to it, and your path will be clear.
Okay, so he seems pretty happy about that. Have I decided what I'm going to do with Paarthurnax? Not really.
Wind, guide you.
Really don't know for sure. So it looks like there's a ton of options here, right? There's a bunch of different ways we could do this. I could go back to a previous save and come talk to him first and see if anything different happens. But I think I'm just going to go with this save because now at least I've talked to everybody. And even if I went with the first save and then went and talked to the Blades for whatever reason at some point in the future, they would still want me to kill Paarthurnax, right? So I think this is a clean enough way to go. There's just way too many options for me to see all of them, and honestly, I really shouldn't be doing that anyway. You know, if I'm going to be trying to do role-playing, you have to take your path and follow it. So, yeah, I'm okay with this. Just super curious to see how the game would handle things, and now I know. And also, now I know where, I didn't remember where Esbern was. I didn't remember where Arngeir was, so I kind of had to do it that way to learn where they were. I guess I didn't have to. I could have looked before I talked to Paarthurnax in the first place. But anyway, that's how it is. I think I'm okay with this. We're gonna continue on with this save. If I can get out of here. They need to put up some exit signs. Oh, there he is again. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and step outside here, and I think we should go find that word of power before we go talk to the Jarl. And it was interesting. Who makes that sound? Who said... When we came here before, I thought I heard that. It would sounded like a voice. What was that? Is that a bird or something? Anyway, so when we were talking to Arngeir in there, he was like, hey man, you could use the voice for other things than battle. It made me think that maybe there's like a shout or something that we could use to convince the Jarl. So let's see here. No, I'm going to look through these. Bend will. Ooh. Your voice bends the very stones to your will. As it gains power, animals, people, and even dragons must do your bidding. Does that mean we're going to need to use this against him, maybe? Maybe? Okay. That's interesting. Oh, this is just a miscellaneous. Find the Word of Power in Highgate Ruins. Let's go do that. Highgate Ruins is... Where's Highgate Ruins? Quests. Find the Word of Power. I have it selected. Find the Word of Power in Highgate Ruins. I have no other quests selected. There we go. Thank you. Highgate Ruins it is. And hey, maybe we'll find some cogs in here. Wouldn't that be cool? You cold, Calder? Gotta be cold. I mean, look at me. I'm in my full suit of armor. Although I would have to think this has got to be pretty cold, too. Hey, man. What's up? What are you doing out here? So, I mean, we've been here before, right? Pretty sure we have. It was on my map. Although he put it on my map. Maybe we haven't been here before. Is it possible? Somebody's talking. Let's see what the maps show. No, we haven't been here. This is a whole new place. I can't believe it. Do a little crouching, because I thought I heard somebody talking. So somebody's been here fighting their way through these Draugr. Friend or foe, I don't know. Probably foe, let's face it. But boy, they've done a nice job of clearing out this Draugr. But they're not true adventurers because they didn't loot the Draugr. But there's somebody there, all right. Yep. I know I heard a woman's voice. Oh, we've been detected. Now I'm hidden again. Now I'm detected. Well, let's see what happens. Hey, let's turn on a light so we can see. Did she fight these Draugr? Anska, what's up?
Is that magic? Careful, please.
Sure. It's not going to hurt anybody. It's fine.
The Greybeards have summoned the Dragonborn to High Hrothgar. Such a thing has not happened for hundreds of years.
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Anska. Are you here to help?
Help with what?
I've finally located Voken's crypt. The scroll I'm looking for just has to be here. Maybe you could help find it. I just know it's in here.
Who's Voken?
Some old priest buried here long ago. I've been searching for his tomb for a few years now.
Yeah? What's the scroll you mentioned?
It's probably meaningless to you, but according to family legend, it links our bloodline back to Iskramor himself.
Pretty cool. What kind of help do you need?
If Vokun is as powerful as I think, I may need a little help, dealing with him.
Fair enough. But what's in it for me?
You can have anything, except the scroll, of course.
Sure, I'll help you. I was coming through this way anyway.
Great. With the two of us, this should be easy.
Piece of cake. Alright, a new quest. This game is cracking me up, man. Okay. Let's turn this... Well, we'll leave it on, because maybe it'll point me towards it. A scroll for Anska. Help Anska retrieve the scroll from Highgate Ruins. Help Anska retrieve her scroll. Awesome. I'm going to do magic again. Don't freak out, okay?
This is fun.
This is fun, she says. And she's apparently a badass, because she mowed through these Draugr all by herself. I mean, all she's got is a freaking dagger. So she must be using the stealth approach. A very viable method. They don't have a lot of gold on them, but, you know, it adds up. Alright, what does she say now?
Sometimes I just like to watch them burn.
Is that so? Okay.
Until next time.
Okay, I'm not gonna... I don't know if I should turn my back on her. Well, this isn't a Dwemer ruin, so I don't think we're gonna find any cogs in here, unfortunately. Alright, Anska. Let's get moving. Oh, Draugr. Let's see here. What shout do I have? I probably still have Dragon Rend, don't I? Let's see here. This is the one that makes us go for a second. I want to summon him. Don't want to do that. Huh. Your Thuum cuts through flesh and shatters soul, commanding the will of the fallen. Does that turn him into zombies? I don't know if I've ever used this one. Let's try it.
Did you hear something?
Soul captured. Ooh, I captured a soul. And now he's a zombie. My Drugger. He fights for me now. Probably there's no one to fight at the moment. Let's see. Oh, we'll take his ebony armor and his gold. Give that ebony armor to Calder. Huh? Hey! Let's see here. Let me go in here. In slot 1, I should have my ebony fire greatsword. Hey, stop it! Look at this. Let's see. Is my Drugger still here? Fighting with me? Calder. Hey, my Drugger's still fighting. Okay. Look at this. Look, we've got 3 people against this guy. A moment ago, we had 4 with the Paarthurnax. But I tell you what, that's Drugger Scourge. He's putting up a fight. Oh, it's not. Oh, you know what? I don't want her to die. Oh, she just healed herself. Cool. Okay. Oh, here comes another one. Hey, stop it. Oh, nice. Okay. That's pretty cool. Looks like we get a door here. You know what? Remember once upon a time I used to give my follower a torch?
I'm still here. I am sworn to carry your burdens.
Let's see here. Do I still have a torch with me? I don't know if I do. I don't. Nope. I don't have a torch. Apparently at some point I was like, I don't need this torch. And then I got rid of the torch. Doggone it. Oh well. But that's how I used to walk through these places. I'd give my buddy a torch so I could see 18 arrows. Let's see. This looks like a... I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We look at the map. I don't know. There might be something beyond this. I'm not sure. Hey. Oh my gosh. She's got blood all over her. Isn't that awesome? Let's search this place. Let's see. In the urn. Just, help ourselves. This chest here. Ebony arrows, some gold, potion, steel plate gauntlets. I mean, Calder's already wearing gauntlets, so I'm not going to worry about picking those up. This was probably our reanimated Drugger. That ash pile there, I'm going to guess. There's some steps that go up, or a ramp that goes up. Before we go up there, let's look around a little bit more, help ourselves to more gold.
Codlac Whitemane is in a better place now. For is there any place better than Sovngarde?
She knows Codlac Whitemane. Yes, I'm going to take this coin purse. Okay. Alright. I feel like we've explored this place now. We're going to go up this ramp. Was there more than one ramp? They both go to the same place, maybe. Okay, they do. Okay, they're the same. Looks like somebody's casting frosts or some kind of snow magic.
I'm still here.
What do you do?
I am sworn to carry your burdens.
I thought that maybe I'd given him a staff, but no. So I guess it's her. Maybe. She's the one. If we give him this Azadal's ring, will he start casting spells? I don't know.
Let's go.
Boy, it gets dark in here. This light is super helpful. Let's see, we're gonna help ourselves to this lasting potency elixir.
Huh?
This gem. This thing. Strength. She did say we could take whatever we wanted. Except the scroll. But we'll fight her for the scroll later. We'll kill her and we'll take the scroll. I'm just kidding. Here's a sword. Not gonna bother myself with that. I mean, I don't think he uses a sword. He's a war axe guy. How did I miss this urn? How the heck did I miss that? Oh, maybe... Have I not walked over here yet? I don't know. Oh my gosh, look at all these urns. I mean, if people are dumb enough to leave their gold in those urns, I'm just going to help myself to it. Oh, look at all this good stuff. Okay, we got a door here. Okay, we just simply open it. And see if there's anything else interesting.
Possibly be the Dragonborn legend, could you?
Well, I could be. Oh, there's in the chest over here. Let's see what's inside. Some arrows, gold, potion. Let's walk over to the other side and see if there's anything cool over there. So we got a door here. There's no door on this side. Oh, here we got a skelly. Ooh. Hypothetical treachery. Which... I don't remember that book. Hey, Calder, will you pick that up for me? Because if I pick it up, it'll mark it as red.
Yes, my thane.
Pick that up, will you?
Will do.
I have to wait till he picks it up before I could... Okay, so he picked up the book for us. And now if we talk to him... Hello?
We've stopped. What is it?
This guy's so matter of fact.
Carry your burdens.
Yes, this does say we've read this book already. I don't remember it.
Lead on then.
Heard about what you did, killing those foul witches. Well done, companion.
Oh. Okay. She does know about us. And apparently she's a companion. I didn't pick up on that. Can we get over there? And is there any reason to get over there? Look at that. Boy, I got some skills. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything over here. I can't believe I was able to make that jump. I really can't. Oh, that's right. I know why I made that jump. Because I have that mod that makes me jump farther, which is a bit of a cheat. The mod was... Oh, look at this. Looks like there's something straight ahead. Oh, man. I don't think I can make that jump, but maybe I could use my whirlwind sprint to get over there. Let's try it. Ready?
What?
Ah, bonked my head. Nakast, my favorite. Well, it looked like there was a door here. Whoa, look at that. Probably one of my mods doing something weird. Well, that's disappointing. Look at this, like this little section over here that you can only get to from whirlwind sprint. Interesting. Huh. Is that where we came in? No? Man, we're looking at into his throne room, I guess. That's kind of funny. I can't get through there, though. But that's awfully interesting, I think. Let me see something here. I'm going to get this. I'm going to go here, get my bow out. And then I'm going to switch to... What are the crappiest arrows I've got? Forsworn arrows, that'll work. I'm going to shoot an arrow in there. There. So, I'm shooting arrows in there because, I don't know, when I go into that room, I just want to see if my arrows are there. Just to see whether I've been in there or not. I don't know. I'm just being silly. But I do find it odd that we can whirlwind sprint to this place, but really to no effect. No, you know, it doesn't give us any advantage or anything. So it's kind of interesting, though. Okay. Alright, let's go back down with these guys, and then we'll go back up. Then we'll go through this door here. So, we were over here, we were so close to the throne room. Now we gotta make this circuitous route to get there. Oh, here's some... Is there a pressure plate on the ground? Because we've got some trap holes here. I think that's what those are. Oh. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, darn it. I still had whirlwind sprint picked. Doggone it. Oh, man, this would have been a perfect place for me to use my, other shout. Oh, I forgot that I put this into... a, slot. Okay, he's down. These guys are having a little bit of trouble over here, maybe. Okay, that's the last of them. I hate it when I forget to change my shouts back. Don't you hate it when you do that? This one, Soul Tier. We'll play with this one a little bit. Seems pretty cool. Pretty useful. Well, she's all glowy.
From the college, right? Here things have finally calmed down over there.
Well, she has just heard everything now, hasn't she? So... Okay, we came from up here. So I guess she's, should pay attention to what she does in a battle. Apparently she's a magic user. Let's see, here we've got troll fat. Got a coin purse with 36 gold in it. Grab a little bit more gold off this Draugr. This Death Lord. Take that. Don't think I need that great sword. Potion, fire salts, potion. Ectoplasm? Apparently that's worth quite a bit. Potion, bone... Oh, I didn't need bone meal. Whatever. It's okay. Let's see. Ooh, this guy's got poison on him. Grab some stuff out of that urn. Apothecary's satchel. I mean, the vampire dust is worth quite a bit, so I don't know, maybe I'll pick it up. Did I hear something? Oh, she's just yawning. She's like, oh my god, do you have to search everything? I'm like, well, yeah, how do you think I got up to 200,000 plus gold? Huh? I think I get this cool suit of armor. Is this another satchel? It is. Don't need that. I will take the fire salts. I don't need that egg. Don't need that wing. Okay, we got a door there. We got ourselves an arcane enchanter here. Get a little bit of light over here in this dark corner.
Thinking, maybe I'm the Dragonborn, and I just don't know it yet.
Yeah, maybe you are. Maybe you are. Why don't you try some Thuum? See how that works out for you. Another dwarven sword in here. That's interesting that there's some dwarven stuff in here. Okay, well.
What are you doing that for?
Is she upset that I knocked that vase over? Alright. Let's go through this door here. Let's get the map real quick. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look where we're going. There's a pressure plate there that I guarantee you one of them are going to step on. Oh, it's going to be this thing. I'm going to get around it real quick before they step on it and get... Hey! They did not step on it. I'll be doggone. Good job, team. Good job. Oh, come on out. Hey, hey, hey. Knock, knock. Come on, I know there's somebody in there. Oh, get a little bit of light in here.
I'm telling you, I heard it. Howling. Those werewolf tales are true.
She talks more than a follower. This looks like a interesting room here. I can't believe that a Draugr didn't come out of this thing. Alright. What is going on up here? Some things hanging.
This looks like some sort of lever puzzle. We'll have to figure out the correct order to flip them.
Okay. We'll do that in the next episode. I'm going to end this episode here, but before we do, let's read Bone Part 2. We read Bone Part 1 2 episodes ago. I didn't read it at the end of the last episode because we were up on top of that mountain. But now we can read Bone Volume 2. So hopefully you stuck around for Bone Volume 1, because it sounded like we've got another interesting story waiting for us here in Bone Volume 2, or here, as it's called, Bone Part 2 by Tavi Dromio. What do you mean the story gets more appalling? Garaz was incredulous. How in Boethiah's name could it get more appalling? It's a ruse, Shamara scoffed, ordering 2 more mugs of grief and a glass of Flynn for Garaz. How much worse can a tale get which prominently features cannibalism, abuse of slaves, and the regular placement of rotting animal carcasses? Don't you dare me, growled Hallgerd, annoyed by his listener's lack of appreciation of his prose styling. Remind me where we were? Arslik Own is the owner of a stronghold under siege by savage, cannibalistic Nords, said Shamara, keeping a straight face. After a lot of deaths and several unsuccessful attempts to get water, he had his armorer, with the unlikely name of Gorkith, outfit his slaves with the first ever bone mold armor. One of them finally makes it back with some water. It was only 1 jar full of water, said Hallgerd, pulling back in his chair and continuing the tale, and Arslik Own drank most of it, passing the remains to his dear armorer Gorkith, and the last dribbles to the few dozen slaves who still lived. It was hardly enough to sustain health and well-being. Another expedition was necessary, but they had only 1 suit of bone mold left, as there was only 1 survivor of the trip. 1 out of 18 slaves made it through the gauntlet of Nords wearing that marvelous bone mold armor of yours, said Arslik Own to Gorkith. And 1 can only carry back enough water for 1. Therefore, mathematically, as we have, counting you and me, 56 remaining people at the stronghold, we need armor for 54. Since we already have 1, you only need to make 53 to make the total. That way, 3 will make it back, and enough water for you and me and whoever's in the best condition to partake. I don't know what we'll do after that, but if we wait, we won't have enough slaves to fetch even a couple days' worth of water. I understand, whimpered Gorkith, but how am I going to make the armor? I used all the livestock bones to make the first batch of bone mold. Arslik Own gave an order which Gorkith fearfully complied with in 18 hours. What do you mean Arslik Own gave an order which Gorkith fearfully complied with? Asked Shamara. What was the order? All will be clear, smiled Hallgerd. I have to choose what to reveal and what to conceal. Such is the way of the tale-teller. In 18 hours, Gorkith had 53 suits of bone mail, said Hallgerd, continuing, not really minding the interruption, prepared for the slaves. Without prompting, he ordered the slaves to practice using the armor, and even allowed them more training time than their predecessors. They not only learned how to move and stop quickly in bone mold, but how to adjust their peripheral vision to see a blow before it came, and to sway, to dodge, and where the sturdiest reinforcement points on the arm were, the center of the chest and the abdomen, and how to position themselves to take blows there against their natural instincts. The slaves even had time for a mock battle before being sent out among the cannibals. The slaves handled themselves admirably. Very few, just 15 slaves, were killed and eaten outright. Only 10 were killed and eaten when they reached the river. That was when things did not go according to Arslik On's plans. 21 slaves with jars of water took off for the hills. Only 8 returned to the castle, largely because they were blocked by the cannibal Nords. It was a larger percentage than he had anticipated surviving, but Arslik On felt righteous indignation at the paucity of loyalty. "Are you absolutely certain you wouldn't rather flee?" he hollered from the battlements. Finally, he allowed the survivors in. 3 had been killed waiting for the gate to open. 2 more died almost upon stepping into the courtyard. 1 was delirious, walking around in circles, laughing and dancing before suddenly collapsing. That meant 5 jars of water for 4 people, the 2 surviving slaves, Arslik On and Gorkith. As the Lord of the Banner, Arslik On took the extra jar, but he was democratic with the others. "You're quite correct," frowned Garaz. "This story is getting more and more appalling." "Just wait," smiled Hoggard. The next morning, Hoggard continued, Arslik On awoke to a perfectly still and quiet stronghold. There was no murmuring in the corridors, no sound of hard labor in the courtyard. He dressed and surveyed the scene. It appeared that the fortress was utterly deserted. Arslik On walked down to the armorer's quarters, but the door was locked. "Open up," said Arslik On patiently. "We need to speak." 30 out of 54 slaves successfully made it to the river and gathered water. Admittedly, some then fled, and a couple didn't survive because I needed to correct their fickleness, but mathematically, that's a 55% survival rate. If you and I and the 2 remaining slaves made the next run to the river, we too should survive. "Zillion and Gello left last night with their armor," cried Gorklith through the door. "Who are Zillion and Gello?" "The 2 remaining slaves." "They don't remain anymore." "Well, that's vexing," said Arslik On. "Still, we must continue on. Mathematically—" "I heard something last night," whimpered Gorklith in a funny voice, "like footsteps, only different, and they were moving through the walls. And there were voices, too. They sounded strange, like they couldn't move their jaws very well. But I knew one." Arslik On sighed, humoring his poor armorer. "And who was it?" "Ponik." "And who is Ponik?" "One of the slaves that died when the Nords poisoned our water. One of the many, many slaves that died and we made use of. He was always a nice, uncomplaining fellow. That's why I noticed his voice above all the others." Gorklith began to sob. I understood what he was saying. "Which was what?" asked Arslik On with a sigh. "Give me back my bones!" Gorklith's voice shrieked. There was silence for a moment, and then more hysterical sobbing. "I saw that coming," laughed Shamara. "There was nothing more to be done with the armorer for the time being," said Hallgerd, a trifle annoyed at the regular interruptions. So Arslik On stripped one of the dead slaves of his suit of bone mold and put it on. He practiced in the courtyard, impressing himself with his comfortably with medium weight armor. For hours he boxed, feinted, dodged, sprinted, skipped, jumped, and generally cavorted about. When he felt tired, he retired to the shade and took a nap. The sound of the king's trumpet woke him with a start. Night had fallen, and for a moment he thought he had been dreaming. Then the alarum sounded again, far in the distance but clear. Arslik On leapt to his feet and ran to the ramparts. Several miles away, he could see the emissaries and their vast and well-armed escort approach. They were there early. The cannibal Nords below looked at one another with consternation. Savage as they might be, but they knew when a superior force was approaching. Arslik On joyously dashed down the stairs to Gorklith's chamber. The door was still locked. He beat on it, cajoling, demanding, threatening. Finally, he found a key, one of the few scraps of metal that had not been smelted days before. Gorklith appeared to be sleeping, but as Arslik On approached, he noticed that the armorer's mouth and eyes were wide open, and his arms were folded unnaturally behind his back. On closer inspection, the armorer was obviously dead. What was more, his face and whole body were sunken, like an empty pig's bladder. Something moved through the walls, like a footfall, only squishy. Arslik Own expertly and gracefully turned to face it, completely in balance. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a bubble expanding through one of the cracks in the stone. As more of the flesh-colored gelatinous matter emerged, it more clearly resembled part of a face, a flaccid, almost shapeless face with a low brow and a slack, toothless jaw. The rest of the body oozed out of the crack, a soft bag of muscle and blood. Behind Arslik Own and to the side, there was more movement, more slaves welling up through the cracks in the stone. They were all around him, reaching out. "Give us," moaned Ponik, his tongue rolling about his hanging jaw. "Give us back our bones." Arslik Own began to rip off his bone mold, throwing it to the floor. 100 figures more pooled into the small chamber. That's not enough. The cannibals had cleared away by the time the king's emissaries arrived at Arslik Own's gates. They had not been looking forward to this visit. It was best, they thought philosophically, to begin with the worst of the king's noblemen, so to end their trip well. They sounded the alarum once again, but the gates did not open. There was no sound from Arslik Own's stronghold. It took a few hours to gain access. If the emissaries had not brought a professional acrobat with them for entertainment, it might have taken longer. The place seemed to be abandoned. They searched every room until finally they came to the armorer's. There they found the master of the manor, folded neatly, legs behind his head, arms behind the legs, like a fine gown, not a bone in his body. "The first part of your story was complete nonsense," cried Shamara, "but now it doesn't hold true on any level. How could bone mold be made again if the armorer who invented it died before he could tell anyone how he did it?" "I said that this was the first time it was created, not the first time people learned the craft." "And when did someone first teach someone else the craft?" asked Garez. "That, my friends," replied Hoggard with a sinister smile, "is a tale for another night." Oh wow, does that mean there's another another bone story? I don't know. But I certainly enjoyed that one, and I hope you did too. I hope you enjoyed the episode as well. If you did, want you to let me know. You can do that by leaving me a like or a comment. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode. I hope you join me again in the next one.